Hey, welcome to this new section. In this section is all about cloth sculpting, basically the pant sculpting. So before actually I start sculpting on the pant, I want to talk about different types of folds. I found some images which teaches us these folds very well. This is not my work. The author is Josh Reed, and you can see what he says here. He says, we spend most of our time studying the nude figure, often at employs the cloth. So basically, it's true. We always practice anatomy and the nude figure, the muscle, but we don't spend much, lot of time on cloth sculpting and analyzing the cloth. So there are six types of common folds, and you can see their name here. One is diaper folds, and the pipe folds, drop folds, half lock folds, and spiral and zigzag folds. So these are six common kind of folds which we see most of the times on the clothes. What's the physics behind the folds? So basically fold is a result of tension and compression, and maybe both. So as you can see here of this image, you can see the tension. So this fold is because of this tension. So tension is basically a point or a location which is the region of the folds, and the compression is something like a window cloth. So again, you might get the compression and tension on this area. You can see we have compression folds and tension. So it says lines of fold generally radiate out from a point of tension. Always it's like from the point of tension, the folds are radiating out in a manner like this. And for this compression fold, lines of fold generally lay perpendicular to the direction of the force. If this force is like left to right, the folds will be vertical. The folds line will be vertical. It's always perpendicular, the compression fold. If you compress vertically, the line should be horizontal. So let's see one by one. So now this is the diaper folds. The diaper fold creates a rhythmic of interlocking lines that are tighter in the center of the compression and get looser. So two tension point, little bit compression creates a diaper folds. I'm going to share these things. So here you can see the diaper folds at the center. The interlocking fold is intense. As it goes to the side away from the center, it's like getting vertical, more vertical. Here it's kind of like interlocking. Here you can see it's losing, and here it's almost vertically hanged. So this is diaper folds. This is drop fold. Drop folds are similar to pipe folds in that they are created when fabric is compressed at a point of tension and allowed to hang down. So it says when a cloth has a point of tension and the rest of it is hanging, it can show you that drop folds, and it's kind of S shape. And this is the half lock. This is a very very important folds to know. If it's a shirt or knee and we bend the knee or the elbow, we get this folds. It's basically called half lock because when we bend the elbow, this fold, this upper fold and this lower folds tend to overlap the between folds. You can see the half lock gets its name because the top section and the bottom section lock over, creating a crease over a valley in the center of the area of compression. So there is a valley at the center, and this top folds and the bottom folds is like locking on top of that. So basically overlapping that valley there. And basically the point of tension is to that side, the opposite of the half lock fold, and you can see the basic shapes of that fold. And as you can see, it can vary with the material type. And as you can see, if it's a thick material like leather or something, the fold should be very thick. It's thicker and subtle. If it's a cotton like this, it can give you a lot of heavy and very sharp folds as well. So let's see the next one. So we're not going to use this. It's a different type of fold called inert folds, which is kind of, if a cloth is rested on a floor, so it shows you different kind of folds pattern. So it's basically, I believe it's kind of compression because of the gravity, it's like gathering together. So a lot of compression folds there, and very kind of turbulence fold, you can say. The folds are going everywhere. So let's see the next one. This is the pipe folds, and you get this when some clothes is hanging, and like the no skirt here, you can say it's hanging from the body or waist, and that's the tension point. And you can see some, because the cloth is actually wider, now it's compressed to get these folds, and basically it calls pipe fold because you see some kind of piping at the bottom here. Now this is spiral folds, and we see this fold when you actually compress the shirt sleeve or pant from the ankle. If you pull that towards the like knee or elbow, you get a lot of folds, and they're very very intense fold, and you see some kind of spiraling effect, and they're very like overlapping. You can see some folds are overlapping on top of each other, and basically spiral folds look like a series of crisscrossing lines that spiral around the cylindrical forms. It's kind of crisscrossing, and the profile is like they are kind of cylinders, half cylinder. So you can see different type of folds. Now this is very important on pants basically, and this is called zigzag fold, and this is, you can say, low intense version of spiral folds. The zigzag folds are created when a cylinder of fabric is under very gentle compression or was under heavy compression like in a spiral fold and then relaxed. So it is essentially a softer, flatter version of the spiral folds. You can see, again you can see diamond shapes and zigzag lines, basically kind of jade kind of lines. I always draw kind of jade shapes, and then I'll define those folds. That's the fastest way to do these things. And when you do some jades, you'll get this kind of diamond shapes. And they have not showed one thing, which is called memory folds. Basically, you can see these small lines, they are called memory folds. Some point of time it had some folds, and that fold memory is still there. You can say very subtle, lot of wrinkled clothes has this kind of memory folds. So these are some like different kind of folds, and I have collected some scanned image as well. So you can see it's a scan image, and you can see those kind of folds on this as well. So in the next video I'm going to check our concept art, and we are going to find out which kind of folds are there, so that before actually you sculpt we know which kind of folds we are going to do. So see you there.